Michigan State University's Ukrainian student organization was formed 3 years ago, but in recent weeks and months, it's become more active.
Tony Garcia sat down with the group's president, board members, and historians for their perspective.
He's here for you now with their message. Tony?
Yeah, Sherry and Lauren, there was the famine in the 1930s that wiped out millions. Then there was the Chernobyl disaster in 1986. In 2014, Putin claimed Crimea from Ukraine, and yesterday, the Kremlin declared 2 more areas are now independent and are not a part of Ukraine. So for those who call Ukraine their homeland, it is a sad pattern they want the U.S. to help stop.
So this is not a new development in Ukraine's history with aggression from Russia.
It is a constant pattern that we have seen throughout history in the 20th century.
Leaders in the Ukrainian community at MSU said the aggression from Russia isn't new, but that doesn't mean it's not terrifying, especially for one who was born in Ukraine and has many he's close with still there.
They are only a few hundred kilometers away from occupied Crimea. That, of course, worries me.
They say that Putin's goal was to take control of all of Ukraine, and his decision to acknowledge 2 breakaway regions as separate from Ukraine is terrifying.
I see this recognition of legitimacy of these organizations that have inflicted so much terror, so much evil. It's not just worrying, it's outrageous.
So, for those who have no choice but to be invested in these developments, what would they like to see happen? Well, the students had levels to their answers.
So it's important to sanction them, if we are to sanction them, before any sort of aggression or major aggression begins in Ukraine. We're the next step into the rest of Europe.
Sanctions only do so much. What has to happen is real support. Send troops to Ukraine. For those, again, who think that this is an ocean away, this is a conflict that will decide the precedent as to how nations deal with one another.
If Putin invades Ukraine, who's it going to go after next? People like him, they don't stop. Oh, I'm good now. No, that's not the way these people work. As I say, it could be Poland. They're a member of NATO. If they get pulled in, the entire world will suffer. Hard to describe just exactly momentous the situation is.
Now, students say the best way for people here to help is become aware and read legitimate news organizations. Now, the student organization will have a presentation on March 3rd. That will include a speech from former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Bill Taylor. Sherry?